All right, Super Bowl champs going into free agency. I'm going to go over here. We're going to hire some coordinators, and I'm going to warn you right now free agency is going to be extremely fucking boring. I don't have any positions that I want to fill, nor do I want to spend a lot of money. If anything, I want to maybe diminish some of, like, really not diminish much, but our number one receiver likely going to trade after the draft. So, I guess we'll take a before we run the stats matter tool where players can regress and progress and whatnot. I'm going to kind of go over who did not resign. Okay, there's not a lot of them, but I decided against Terry and Arnold. I did a little analysis, and it kind of opened my eyes a little bit to um, what players are asking for money wise and how it compares to a draft pick, the cost of a draft pick. So, for example, Terry and Arnold is. Hold on, let me go to my notes here. Um, it averages about 356 million per year, which is about the cost of a late first round pick. Now, he's an 80 overall. He's going to be better than a late first round pick. However, he's 27 years old. He's sitting like fourth on the depth chart or fifth. And I drafted a kid last year, and I've got picks to do it this year. So I'd rather draft a kid, who's lower rated but has potential. And as a matter of fact, I've got a lot of draft picks. So I'll go over here what I'm kind of thinking. I may just kind of like throw a bunch of fucking draft picks at the cornerback position and then just fucking keep the one that progresses the most. I don't know, the one that looks the best. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, but like I just can't imagine I wouldn't be able to. You know, take anywhere from like 2 to 4 guys, and just fucking practice squad the other ones. Like these are draft picks I don't really need. Sure, like I just don't want to keep punting the next year where one year I end up with like 10 fucking picks in the top 50. So, all right, I did not re-sign Terran Arnold. Keanu Benton, he he's asking for basically what would be a top 5 pick. I'm not into that. He's 28 years old. I'm not going to re-sign him. I got draft picks I can throw at it. Johnny Walker Jr. He's third on the inside linebacker. I've got a couple guys that are on the practice squad that could be third. He's basically asking for the money of a mid-first rounder. Keon White. Let's see here. He's asking for top 10 money. I mean, it's not as much as Banton over here, but that's top 10 pick money right there. Not going to do it. Mitchell Evans. Uh, he's not asking for much. I mean, he's basically asking for what would be kind of like a mid second rounder, but he's third on the depth chart. I wouldn't mind throwing a couple draft picks at it, or one, one. I mean, dude, like there's a top tight end we could take, and I don't know. He's just unfortunately, since I've been GM, he hasn't really progressed. I would have liked to have been that all around good backup tight end, but one year we had a draft pick, we used it on one, and he's a good backup tight end. But I'm going to be looking to get a third, most likely through the draft, so that we are not spending unnecessary money. I need to start penny pinching so that I could keep all our main starters as long as possible. Okay, with that said, I re-signed both ETN and Martinez. I originally wasn't gonna re-sign ETN because he was asking for I don't know, mid first round money. Now like, the only difference here is that I just don't feel the how I've seen some running backs play and slows him, like Charbonnet and Chuba Hubbard. I'm no I just feel kind of nervous. Like maybe I'll pick if there's a guy there in the draft. Maybe I'll use one. I'll use a pick and it was just a 2 year contract, so um, I just need to get I'm trying to get players on contracts to where they end the same year that I need to renew Arch Manning's contract because I want to be able to have money to sign him if if we're going to be able to, and then so I'd rather just kind of like as critical as the running back position can be for us. Even if we pass more downs, I just find it so critical that I need a backup to Taylor, and Martinez is a backup to Scatavo. So I figured, when you compare it to what, you know, I'm not if I could find someone comparable. I mean, maybe we're spending like 3 million more a year. I don't know. I just felt like it was worth the investment to try and secure that. Same thing with Martinez. He wasn't asking for much. It turned out to be like a second round pick money. All right, let's see. Klopfenstein, he's our H back, our fullback. I just resigned him to a 1 year deal. If I can find someone who's a good, H back type in the draft, then I could cut him and I'll only be out the fucking 700 grand. I re-signed McVay, 1 year contract. Similar thing to Klopfenstein. We'll see if I want someone to. I don't know. I kind of want a young guy to be that like main interior line backup. Let's see. Anything here? Nothing here. Didn't re-sign him. I did re-sign Miles Murphy to a 1 year contract. Um, he wasn't asking for much at all. I think it turned out to be, kind of like a second round pick. It I could throw some draft picks at this position. So if I do find someone, comparable or better, I could cut him and save 370K. But I just want to secure the position in case I can't find someone in the draft. Who else? Cornerback. Ravel Jr. 1 year contract. Just kind of wanted to secure the position. I don't know. I'm thinking about throwing draft picks at it, but it wasn't a lot of money, so we got there, and that's it. All right, let's get our coordinators, and then we'll run the progression tool. I kind of looked at who I wanted to sign. Um, Offensive coordinator. Here's what I did. I looked at everyone's staff modifications, offensive development, defensive development, and I think the one that's gonna be best for us is Leonard Hankerson. I don't think the scheme really matters. I think we just kind of force whatever scheme by what I decide. I mean, hopefully that I'm not talking out of my butt. But if I look at like, we're going to be able to basically improve receivers who aren't ranked, like, don't have a high overall. I always want to improve our offensive line better than what it is. And then over here, we can improve the receivers even more. Or quarterbacks. I just feel like he's better than, like, let's see, what was the second place guys? Uh, So like these open field moves, pocket passing, offensive line guru. Like I don't really need. I mean, I guess this is like these are just moves for receivers. Like these motherfuckers aren't fucking juking anyone. They're almost stiffing arming anyone. Um, they're just trying to outrun them and maybe get to angles. So none of this stuff I think is really going to affect that much. Like what does agility do in slow sim? Like it's not going to. And I'm sure a lot of the guys that we're getting, like they're in the 90s anyways. Change of direction. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like I'm not saying it's bad. This was let's see, short route release. I think just overall, the other guy kind of gave us the best bang for the buck. So we're gonna hire him. Here we go. I don't know where he comes from. I guess San Francisco. Excuse me. All right, defensive coordinator. Same concept. The setup I liked best was this guy right here, Glenn Schumann. Pay no attention if he comes from New Orleans. What I liked was linebacker guru to help linebackers out. We've got that includes the outside backers and the inside backers. Man secondary and more like the things that kind of mattered to me was like play recognition, block shed, that kind of thing. So I think this kind of gives a bit. I know we run a 3-4. I get it, but it doesn't. You probably already know this, but yeah, I just feel like this was kind of best bang for the buck. So we're gonna hire Glenn Schumann. All right, those are our new coordinators. I'm really hoping it doesn't fucking backfire. Like this is the first time I'm having to hire a coordinator. So if someone's defensive scheme is a base 4-3 and we are running a base 3-4, and they just look lost out there, I'm gonna panic. I'm gonna have to fire and figure something out. But I just don't think it's going to. I really hope it doesn't. I'm thinking the only thing that really matters is uh, their talent trees. So I'll be ranking those up, before the season starts. All right. Let's get this saved. And I guess so. Here's kind of like what I was before we get into the progression regression. Here's what got me thinking. I've got pick number 4, pick number 5, pick number 32. Is it 2 or 3 second round picks? I know I have at least 2, but I'm thinking this guy looks kind of interesting. To basically replace Benton, but be the backup to Derek Brown. He's ranked 6th. I don't know if we'll get him. Like if someone in the top 3 will take him, I guess it's possible. But he's kind of. I wouldn't have thought of him, but like I wouldn't mind like an heir apparent to Derek Brown. Um, yeah, I think, and then just kind of like I wouldn't mind throwing picks at D line and cornerback, and maybe tight end. I still have to. We still have to see the combine results, the pro day results, and then make a draft board. But just kind of thinking out loud. I just don't. I think that's kind of where I want to throw picks at. Maybe I do want to find like another, like a power offensive lineman if I can. But anyway, I don't know. I just wanted to. This guy's kind of interesting because if I look at, I was looking at defensive linemen. There's not a lot of guys here. There is some. There's not a lot of guys here that we could use. So I'm looking for like 280 plus, closer to 300-pound guys. Like this guy's kind of interesting. This guy's kind of interesting. But this would be like if I can land Sone or Sone, however you pronounce his name, um, then I can then focus on like kind of speed guys. So like the Miles Murphys, the Keon Whites that I had, like kind of like the pass rusher defensive tackles. So that's where like this Beeman guy would come in. Uh, Hammond, I'm just like these are defensive ends that are just bigger. That could probably fit in a three as a 3-4 defensive end. This guy's kind of interesting too, but I'll know more, after the pro day results. Who want to target. Like, and I always like fighting the late round picks, mid round picks. Um, I just think they're better value. All right. So what I'll do, I think that covers everything. So this is staff. Like I'm gonna have to run a couple tools. Um, so I'm gonna see here. Okay, so it's got the okay. So we're gonna see who progressed and regressed based on stats for the entire league. I haven't done this live before because there's all this other little minutia shit to do. But since free agency is going to be quick, painless. Alright, so this is how we run it. So I load up the file, and once you run it, it'll automatically save the file. Tools, and then basically you run all these from top left to right in order. And it even says down there, like this is meant to be used along with progression tool. Let's see. Run during staff week. Run during staff week. Staff week. Run during staff week to prevent. Okay. Run during staff week after the stats matter tool. So I've just done it in order in seasons past. Okay. So it's pretty quick. It doesn't save. That's why I had to take screenshots in seasons past. It always makes me nervous because when I have a player that regressed, offensive lineman could if they gave up sacks. And it applies changes. Okay, so right off the top, Arch improved. I mean, that should be a given. He was the MVP. So what we'll do is we'll go through the Panthers players. All right. Okay, I'm seeing green. That's good. So Arch improved 4. Scotabo improved 2. It also okay. Let's see. So Scotabo is a star now. It doesn't say if they changed, but I don't think he was a star before. Harbour was a superstar. He improved 5. Leggett improved 4. He's a star. Sanders improved 4. Star. I think he was a normal before. Icky regressed. 9 sacks allowed. That's all it really says about stats. We had a guy. I'm hoping, dude. Icky didn't even allow the most sacks on our team, so I'm hoping someone else isn't on here. So he's now a 79 overall, star rating. Nick Scorton, still an X factor. He improved 2. Man Mielen, X factor, improved 1. Fisk improved 1. He's an X factor now. Okay. Derek Brown regressed 3 overalls. He's now a superstar. And there might be changes that aren't on here, like as far as dev traits go. Wallace regressed 2 overall. He's a superstar. I don't think he was a superstar before. So was he? I don't think he was. So basically, so yeah, so his dev his dev increased, but his stats made him regress. All right, who's next? J.C. Horn improved 2 overall, 3 overall. Is now a superstar. Jade Barron, superstar. So he's another one. You know, he's now a superstar, but he regressed 3. And okay, and that's the final. Aaron Burrell, he was normal. Now he's a star kicker. He's actually a future Hall of Famer. Improved 4 overall. It doesn't say what stats improved. So that's it for the Panthers. So it's pretty good. I mean, this one confuses me. Derek was an X Factor. Now he's a superstar. This one confuses me because I'm pretty sure we had our second year tackle allow more sacks. All right. So let's take a look at all teams. Well, how about let's do quarterbacks? Okay, Lamar Jackson. I won't even say him. You can. I'll just talk of something. Okay, Bryce improved. Wait, 2 overall. He's a superstar. Oh, that's a big jump. JJ McCarthy, 5 overall. Miller Moss, future Hall of Famer, improved 6 overall. The rookie Julian Sand, 2 overall. Justin Herbert regressed. Man, this thing's harsh. But I guess if you're a 9-year pro, I guess it's about that time. 13-year pro. But 77, yeah. I mean, okay. Baker regressed. No longer an X Factor. He's now a star. Cam Ward regressed 5. Uh oh. Uh oh. Is the Cam Ward project in Tennessee coming to an end? Jalen Hurts regressed. Drake May regressed. And I didn't look at. I don't know. There must have been a season where he really increased to get to the 90s. Drew Allar. Ooh. Ouch. Ouch. Is the Drew Allar experiment over in Cleveland? Took him to the fucking Super Bowl. And now he's a 69 overall. Bo Nix regressed. That's a big jump. Caleb Williams. Joe Burrow. Tua. Dude, I think some teams are about to start looking for quarterbacks. All right, what? I wish there was a way to sort it, like who increased the most. Let's look at offensive tackle. Okay, so it is possible to improve, but like I just don't think in slow sim. I think you're gonna have quarterbacks that fucking do stupid shit. Ozzy Trapio, huh? I don't know. I don't want to sit here and look at all this stuff. Roderick Jones, 20 sacks allowed, drops 4. This guy we fucking made the Pro Bowl. He dropped 8. All right. I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, I can. Hold on. Damn it. All position. Okay. Um, who did we trade? So T Mac. Okay, he improved two. Oh, what about Browns? Traded Robert Hunt. Oh, he improved five. Holy shit. Trenton Simpson is who we traded to them. Eh, well, he didn't regress. Look at this. Marvin Harrison Jr. regressed. Just trying to think of teams that we've traded players. I'm not. We didn't trade. Let's see. I'm just looking. Oh, the kicker's not on there. We lost him to free agency. Okay, I can't think of any other players right now. Hold on. Eagles had Chuba. How about our competitors? So let's go Falcons. Saints. Kool-Aid regressed. Oops. Bucky Irving regressed. Chris Godwin's still going strong, man. Damian Lewis regressed. Okay. I can't think of anything else. So that takes care of that. All right. All right. So this one matches head coach playbook. So this is after the staff week. So let's see. Offensive minded head coaches will adopt their defensive coordinators' defensive playbook and scheme, while defensive minded head coaches will adapt their offensive coordinators. Okay. So always run this. Exclude us. All right. Fucking abilities. I'm gonna skip that one. I hate doing that one. Ah, fuck it. Let's run it. All right. This is where I got to go through. Okay. I guess there's not a lot here. Okay. Cool. So I have to pick for them, which sucks. So he's a right tackle. Let's just do all day. Fool me once. Okay. There we go. Close. Now this. I mean, it takes away a little bit if like someone got injured for a long period of time towards the end of the season, but It does help ensure injured players are no longer ignored when teams evaluate their needs or when the player is a free agent. So, I just feel like it's a lesser evil to run it. All right, this one changes motivations for free agency so that basically I'll just try to find it. So it employs a weighted probability system to select motivations dynamically, avoiding unrealistic scenarios such as quarterbacks prioritizing teams with established franchise QBs. Starter quality players focus on teams where they can start, while young or high potential players favor development opportunities. So generate. Okay, now this one I think kind of helps to where other teams can stay competitive by re-signing their core players. It basically it cuts. Okay, hold on. Again, I'll read it. Cutting cap casualties and restructuring contracts for high salary players. Criteria for cap casualties include position, age, development, trade, savings versus penalty, and overall rating. Restructuring is reserved for players with high salaries. A minimum overall rating and more than 4 years of experience used during staff. Okay. So I just feel like this helps prevent like the Lamar Jacksons getting a Lamar Jackson in free agency every year, which I think helps with realism. However, and unfortunately, even though I hit this, what that does is so like this tells you like so this guy's gonna be restructured. Anything that says pending restructure, they're gonna restructure, create more cap space for him. Like this guy right here, he's gonna get cut. Well, let me uncheck this. Let's see what they would recommend for the Panthers. All right, so they're saying, and here's the thing: I'm gonna fucking cut Charbonnet anyways, but I'm not gonna cut Isaiah Bond. But the rest of these guys are automatically, even though I hit this, it unfortunately is gonna restructure for me. So this is kind of like one of those the lesser evil. So what happens if I click that here? So supposedly there's no players for us, but I learned the first season that it still restructures. It just doesn't cut the players it's supposed to cut. So I wish there was a way to. Let's look at quarterbacks. I've never really said this. Okay, so they're gonna cut Caleb. They're gonna cut Jordan Love. Oh, and Adam Chillis. I think it's kind of cool. Run cap space tool. Also helps that you don't see some teams with like negative 100 million under the with the cap. Okay, and then I always do this. I've never gone and looked at the shit, but that'll cover it. All right, so I'm gonna create a backup here. Yeah, this is one I'll continue with. Okay. All right. So that's the. So I guess we had a good year, undefeated. Not too many players got hurt. I mean, with their rankings. So now Scorton's our highest ranked player, tied with Puka and Fisk, who's now an X Factor. So yeah, I guess Sellers is a superstar. These two are stars. ETN's nothing. Martinez is nothing. He'll be cut. So he's no longer an X Factor. He's now a superstar. He's a star. He's a superstar. He's normal, 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 normal. He's a star now. He's a star still. Star. I looked at it, before the before we ran the tool. The tool doesn't change it. It changes the overalls. It doesn't change the dev traits. The dev traits are changed with, I guess, by the game. Ickey's still a star, but he's now a 78 overall with like what, +2, +1, so he's a 79 overall. Star, normal. He's a superstar, normal, normal, normal. He's a superstar, star. He's normal. He's a star rating, normal. So if you look at this, man, I used to have too many power guys. Now I don't. Now I have too many pass rushers. I guess I don't. I forgot about Wyckoff. I put him. Forgot about these two right here, Wyckoff and Crownover. Yeah, all these guys right here, they're all pass blockers. Keon White will be gone. Miles Murphy's normal. Derek Brown now is a superstar. He'll be gone. Superstar, normal, X Factor. I thought he was a fucking superstar. No, man, we fucking earned that shit. I'm changing it back. Fuck you. We earned that shit, man. So he's normal. Trevor Wallace is now a superstar. He's still a star. He'll be gone. These two are normal. Oh man, I'm kind of excited for Red Murdoch. X Factor, he's a star. He's now a superstar. Riley Moss will be gone. Jay Barron's not. So yeah, we're gonna have three superstars at corner. He'll be gone. He's a star rating, and he's a star rating. And we're gonna see. I'm thinking. I'm even though let's see. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even though I don't need any more, I may go overkill at corner. If I have the draft picks, I may just pick some guys that I don't know, mid to late rounds. Just like if I've got the picks, instead of trading them, I'm gonna throw them at defensive end, corner, and tight end. And then because I've noticed that corners will stick around on your practice squad. All right, he's still a star. He's a normal. He's a superstar, and he's a normal. And now he's a star. Okay. So that'll cover staff week. Let's go to resign players. Okay, let's go resign players. Let's see. Oh, man, I'm fucking yawning. I wanted to do this before I lost my train of thought. So, Tyrann Mathieu finally retires. Justin Simmons gone. Ooh, see, I don't know. I've seen shit like that before, and then they end up striking a deal. Okay. Um, we actually got a lot of players on off-season workouts. Arch is one. Derek Brown is one. Who else? Our left tackle's one. I feel like there was one. Yeah, I feel like there was four. Arch was one. Left tackle was two. Derek Brown was three. Is that it? I feel like there was a fourth. Huh. Maybe I'm smoking something. Yeah, maybe just three. I don't know. Well, they'll get back to me at the beginning of the season. All right, let's scan through the retirements. Jameis Winston, after 14 years. Oh, that sucks. Damn. Only because I would have liked to have kind of got him for a season as a backup. I did that in a playthrough franchise. Tyreek Hill's gone. Didn't he just fucking progress? I thought I saw him on that list. I think CMC, dude, he retired. Too many fucking injuries. James Bradbury retires. Josh Nyman retires. Ray Ray. Vic Fangio's gone. I didn't know they had coaches on here. So these are going to be the five that I don't want to resign. And we'll go to free agency. All right, we're just going to see who's there. these fucking draft stories are, I don't even know what they're used for. Brian Bonner puzzle scouts by showing up overweight. All right. Let's see who there is. Ugh. Zero teams interested? Here we go again with the Ravens and fucking everyone blackballing them. This guy just progressed and now he's a free agent. Oh, okay, I guess he was fucking out. He's like, I'm done. So you see, like how in the motivations, that's what one of the tools changed. So like this guy, his motivation is, he wants to be top of the depth chart, and based on, if we had signed him, supposedly he's going to be second. So that's what increased their interest. This guy wants to be top of the depth chart, but he'd be fourth on our depth chart. Jackson Dart's a fucking free agent. Okay, they're keeping the rookie, man. Ah, the punter we drafted a few years ago, free agent. Robert Hunt, free agent. So he'd be second, but he wants to be a starter. Geno's. Oh, that was Smith. All right, let's just go through. Okay, quarterbacks. Bo Nix is a free agent. Caleb Williams. Baker Mayfield's a fucking free agent. Teams are getting. See, the teams. That's one thing this mod is pretty harsh on quarterbacks, man. Nussmeyer. All right, well, some teams. Oh, Cam Ward was let go. Damn. So was Tua and Trevor Lawrence and Anthony Richardson and Jalen Milrow. Teams are moving on, man. Michael Penix still fucking there. Yeah, well, we're set. We're set at quarterback. I just don't want to spend any money, man. I just don't want to do it. I think we played well enough to where I don't need to spend any more money anymore. God, look how much. 76 overall. He wants 25 and a half fucking $1 million. I've got 72 million in cap space, but I think I just want to save it, man. Because like this would kind of be nice. I could sign Jordan Davis. Haven't played the nose, have the superstar that we have, backup DB, but I'd rather just go with the guys we have. Of course, things could change here. See, this would be kind of nice. He could be my. Nah, dude, I've got draft picks, man. But here's what would be nice about this is that it's Chris Jenkins Jr. and we all want him to do well in a Panthers uniform. He's got speed. I don't know. I think I should just stick to my plan. Because I guarantee you the guy I draft is going to cost less than this and probably be the same overall and probably have the same, whatchamacallit, speed, acceleration, all the stuff that I'm kind of looking for. So I just don't really think I have like that need. Let's see. I had a list going of okay, how many players I could actually. So I had two halfbacks, but then I re-signed them both. So this is just like I went through the roster. What I'm going to talk about here, I went through the roster and I thought, okay, where could I improve on? So who do I not want to re-sign? How many players to where I want to either spend free agency or draft picks on? And there was one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Only 8 spots available out of the 53 man. And it started with two halfbacks, a tight end, three defensive ends, two corners, and that's it. But now it's don't need the halfbacks anymore. So we have a tight end spot. We have two defensive end spots instead of three, and we have one cornerback spot because I re-signed Rivell Jr., re-signed Miles Murphy. So really, tight end, defensive end, and corner is and to do and to meet those, or I could find guys that might replace guys who are currently on the 53, but those are the positions I kind of want. So like, could I technically get like a Chris Jenkins Jr. and I don't know. I just think it's a waste of money. And when I look at and here I'll scroll through these here, but I'll look at our salary shit. Oh, now you want to resign with us, motherfucker? Still too much. Sorry. Is that fucking TJ Watt? Motherfucker. 34 years old. He's regressed. Brian fucking Birds. I know it looks weird, man, but you gotta remember this is the 29-30 season. That's 4 years from now. This shit can definitely happen. I don't know, man. I'd rather just see how hard guys do. We've used draft picks. I just want to see how they do. Dude, I may have more draft picks than I could even use. I mean, I could probably, and we're gonna trade Puka, so there's that. Anyway, yeah, dude, I don't have any interest in anyone. Quarterback's full, running back's full. As a matter of fact, while I'm here, Zach, you're cut, bro. I'm gonna do it now so you have a chance to resign with someone. He's gonna give us $7 million in cap space. I looked it up earlier. So we're full here. Two, three. We're full here. Even when we trade Puka, we've got a full room, and I want to see these guys progress. They've showed enough to me that I'm not scared about drops anymore. Maybe that has something to do with the quarterback's accuracy. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind finding like. Here's the thing. Would I mind finding, let's say, the next Nick Harbor? Of course. Like if I've drafted someone, I'd like that. But I've got these three guys right here that I want to see. I just want to see them play. And what I could do is like if I punt some picks the next year, and I'm not liking what's going on in the receiver room, I could trade away next following year's draft pick for a player before the trade deadline. We're gonna get a fourth guy here in the draft, and he's just gonna sit there third string. Did this guy fucking regress or something? Or is he now? I thought he was like 80. Why did it take away his morale or whatever the fuck? Oh wait. Oh, I remember what I was gonna do. Yeah, there's just nobody, man. I'm happy with what we've got. Could we be better? Yeah, maybe. But look at everyone I'm gonna have to resign after this year. J.C. Horn, Darius Taylor, Prysock, Moko. I mean, maybe there's not a lot, but what about this year? So this year's gonna hit probably hard. We're gonna have. I thought I saw him do a 1 year deal. Whatever. Nwura. I mean, maybe it's not gonna hurt as bad. I guess I won't really know until this year here, because we're gonna have Harbor, Icky, Washington, Thompson. That's gonna worry me when the offensive linemen start needing contract renewals. DB, he's probably gonna retire soon. Steven Sanders, Uman Mielen, Arch Manning, Braden Fisk. So any fucking shit, I got $110 in cap space. I just think I should just start saving. I'll have to look it over. I don't think that. So just spitballing here. Yeah, we got three second round picks, three firsts. So let's say we take a defensive tackle to back up DB and be the heir apparent, and then I mean, okay, probably trade back. Not gonna need this one. Push that to next year. Well, because here's the thing. Even if so, okay, so DT corner or tight end. I just don't. I don't want to spend that high of a pick on a tight end, and I don't think there's any corners that are like top 10 picks from what I recall. I'm gonna have all these fucking picks. Yeah, so like if I do, so let's say that I use one, I get the top five. No, he wasn't top five. He was like ranked sixth defensive tackle if he's there. Trade back, maybe take like choose a corner that's a first round guy. I'll be able to kind of determine how far I can trade back to do it based off the mock draft. And maybe like get a couple defensive ends that have speed or defensive tackles that have speed, but use them at defensive end. Fucking use a bunch of fucking picks on a corner. Maybe I find a halfback or a tight end somewhere. But if I'm trading back on here, I'm gonna get more picks here. So yeah, it's just gonna just have a lot of picks and only what? How many roster spots? And these are gonna be all for positions. So I think that's what I was looking at. Okay, are any of them gonna be starters? No, 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 and no. No one's going to be a starter. So if the only roster spots I have to fill are going to be backup, then why the fuck would I spend fucking $11 million a year to do it? Wouldn't I rather take more chances on guys that could progress to be even better than the $11 million a year guy for less money? And I could keep on saving for. I don't know. Let me look at free agency, but right now I'm leaning towards no one's interesting, and that's why I was thinking it was gonna be slow because they're. I don't need to keep signing people to money. Like look what the last time I signed a corner, he didn't play all year because thankfully the guys we had played well enough, and I don't think he would have played better to be honest. So I don't need to spend money there. I already did. I would rather see the guys we have progress, and I just don't think I'm going to regret it. Even if someone got injured, I just don't think I'm going to regret it. So, like worst case scenario, I save a roster spot for Barry and Brown, and he drops passes. Um, okay, I mean, he doesn't. We've got enough guys. None of these guys can even be a second stringer for me right now. Nobody here is going to start. There's just going to be backup. If I'm going to get a backup, might as well draft one. Um, and that's why re-sign McVay. So yeah, I'm good there. All right, let's go look for size. So this guy is. I mean, he's kind of small, man, for that kind of money. I think Miles Murphy does what he can do for less. Wait, did I look at all of them? Oh no, I didn't. Okay. I can't. I'm not spending that fucking money. Fuck that shit. Don't need linebacker. Corner. Nobody, man. Just trying to make sure that I'm not like gonna regret not looking at something. It's like if this was like $10 million a year, I'd think about it longer. don't know. This one kind of could he be a 3-4 defensive end? No, an inside defensive tackle. So 87, 90, 73, 86, 87, 90, 83, 73, 86. I mean, it's very similar. Yeah, man. I'm not gonna re-sign anybody, or I'm not gonna sign any free agent. There's nobody there, and I don't want to spend $11 million for Chris Jenkins Jr. just so that like a couple times throughout the year we could say, yeah, fuck yeah. Now if he was if he was starting, that's a different story. Where was he at? There he is. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. Nope. And this is kind of like prime. You can get a 22-year-old for way less money than this. Even if he's like 69 overall, you get a couple 69 overall. Like so one of them may progress. So yeah, I'm good. But here's what I'll do. I'll save it and then I'll think about it. And the next video will be the draft. I'll have my draft board. If I've thought about signing anyone, I'll announce it then. Because here's another thing. Who do I want? And I'm going to have to think about this too. This is something I seriously need to consider. I'm going to trade Puka. Okay. So do I want to use it on someone who's basically going to be third string at tight end? Probably not. Now, defensive end, they're going to get more snaps. Because I could do a tight end, but then you don't really have bang for your buck there because I got two tight ends that I have faith in. That I like too. So, look at that dude. He's fucking like, he's up there. I pretty much want like a mini Braden Fisk. So someone with his athleticism ish. But you know, I'm cool if it's like low 70s. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I can't do that to the Rams again, dude. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, Walter Nolan was the one I was thinking about. Okay, so like a Walter Nolan could trade Puka for Walter Nolan, who 82 overall. Again, can't do it to the Rams. Oh, here was another kid. I forgot about him. And this kid too. Man, fucking Rams, man. They have a type. Okay. So basically, he's 72. He's 87. I mean, that would be a decent trade. But they lose cap money. So that's probably not feasible. Where was Walter Nolan? He was like in the 80s, wasn't he? There he is. They would save $1 million. Or could it be corner? So this guy's a possibility. But I got 3 fucking superstars here now. Who's my fourth? See, I almost damn. See, dude, I don't know. I don't have anyone. Maybe I'll have to think about it after the draft. But it's something to consider. The the, the fallback or the plan B with Puka would be just trade for a draft pick, future draft pick. Get ready for in case there comes a time where I can't re-sign, let's say, a Princely or yeah, or anyone else that might progress. So Yeah, I think I would be surprised if I don't sign anybody. But anyway, we'll end it there. I'll sleep on it. Sometimes I can think of cool ideas. Sometimes things can change my mind, but right now I'm leaning towards not re-signing or not signing a damn free agent and just building depth through the draft. All right, that'll cover it. Next one will be the draft whenever I get around to making a draft board.